Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody has been talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, specifically the alleged beef going on between Garcelle and Bozoma St. John. Now, you know me. I am very opinionated, and I watched the whole season. And I've actually been watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills now for some time. And I want to get my opinion off my chest. I want to talk about it because, yeah, I have a lot to say. So let's not wait any further. Let's talk about it, guys. So, Bozoma St. John, a powerhouse, a successful marketing executive. She worked at Netflix, Uber, I think Apple, Pepsi, name it. This woman is an inspiration. This woman is a legend. Let's just start from there. And after conquering the corporate world, she said, oh, you know what? I'm going to go into reality TV and conquer that as well. So she may have been a newbie this season, but she was definitely the star of the show. I am so impressed by this woman. I have never met her, but I have a lot of admiration for her. And I just love the way she displayed Black excellence on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So let me just start from there. I think one of the things that Bozoma was really trying to avoid was being pit against Garcelle, you know, the other Black woman on the show. And she said that from the onset. Like, that's what she doesn't want to happen. Unfortunately, it happened. And I really do not think it is Bozoma's fault, even though some people want to blame her because, you know, haters are going to hate. But I don't think it is her fault. And even though we're going to see what happens at the reunion, I strongly believe that there was a lot of misunderstandings that happened that may have led to whatever beef Garcelle has towards Bozoma, because I don't think Bozoma has the beef towards her, quite frankly. I think it's from Garcelle to her. And let me also tell you something. Boz is an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. Boz is West African. I'm West African. So let me tell you, I understand that woman in a way that you guys don't understand. And I know that it's strange, but like for Aquarius, you know what I'm talking about. We have a certain way that we roll in certain spaces. Like we just know each other. And then when you're West African as well, like I get a lot of the things that she did and how she behaved on the show as a whole. And by the way, I have nothing to complain about. She was great. But I also understand it at a deeper level because of these two things that we have in common. So that's why I can like really dissect for you what I think her thinking process was in many of the things that happened. One of the things that the season started off with was her friendship with Dorit. I wasn't surprised by that. Aquarius is an empath. Dorit was going through a very hard time in her life, and she was very open about it this season. So trust an Aquarius to be attracted to the person that needs the most fixing in a certain moment. It was Dorit. And not that there was anything wrong with Dorit, but she was going through a hard time. So Boz goes in and is like, I want to give you a shoulder to cry on. I want to be your friend. I want to be there for you because you're obviously going through a hard time and you're opening up to me and I want to be there for you. So that's what you see from the beginning. And I think that's kind of what was the attraction and just led them to becoming friends so quickly. I also think that Aquarius is we are energy kind of people. We sense energy. We can literally walk into a room and not know you and just feel good about you. And then we can also walk into a room, not know you and feel bad about you. Like, we are energy people. So you can't put a rationale on energy. You might think that I should get along with somebody because you think we have something in common. But then I get into that place and the person that I'm liking is not who you think I should like. But I don't care. We Aquarius, we don't care. We do what we feel is right for us. We go according to what our energy vibes with. And also, they're two very fashionable women. Again, she's West African. West African people are fashionable, guys. So her and Dorit also had a lot in common when it came to their fashion too. So, and another thing that I also noticed is Boz is a boss. You know, Bose is almost like, I would say, an alpha woman to an extent, while Dorit seems more like a beta. And I don't say it in a bad way. There's nothing wrong with being more of a beta, but she doesn't strike me as an alpha woman. And I think that's why, you know, if you look at her friendship with Kyle, Kyle was kind of leading that friendship. Dorit was more like a supporter of Kyle. If you look at her friendship with Lisa Rinna, I felt it was the same. And if you look at her friendship with Bose, I feel like, again, Dorit has gone more in that like support role because she's more of a beta. I don't think Bose would match very well with another alpha woman. Not to say that she would have any problems with her, but it's just like naturally, alphas like to lead. They like to lead the pack. So when you have two alphas in a friendship, there's usually more conflict, if you get what I mean. So there was a lot of reasons why I saw that friendship coming. And quite frankly, I loved it because Dorit this season didn't have a lot of friends in the cast. I mean, her and Erica were great. Her and Kyle were not great at the beginning, but they got back together again at the end, towards the end of the season. So I think Dorit needed a friend. And something that happens in our lives a lot of times when we're going through hard times is that God sends people in our lives to be a guardian angel for us in those moments. I feel like that's what Bose was for Dorit this season. Dorit came into the season vulnerable, opening up about what she was going through, ready to fight anybody that was looking for her trouble on the show, ready to carry the season, probably thinking she was going to have to do it alone. But then there you have Bose. There you have Bose right there for her. So, you know, kudos to Dorit and kudos to Bose for that friendship. I like it. I like it. They're both glamorous women. So, you know me. Now, Garcelle and Sutton don't like Dorit and vice versa. Dorit doesn't like them either. And you know how it is sometimes when someone is friends with someone that you don't like, you sometimes unknowingly just start to kind of beef the person a little bit. I feel like that's what kind of happened. Sutton automatically, the moment Bose became friends with Dorit, felt threatened by that friendship. Garcelle, the same. I feel like Garcelle had unfair expectations of loyalty from Bose to her. And why I say unfair is because, listen, I might want to support you, but I'm going to vibe with who I'm going to vibe. Like, you can't tell me who to be friends with and who not to be friends with. I can be friends with who I want to be friends with and still be cool with you, which is what I think Bose was trying to do. But I think Garcelle expected, no, you have to be friends with me and maybe Sutton, but none of these other women, at least not really. And that kind of just fell flat. And that, for me, was the beginning of the dynamic between her and Bose just being a little weird, you know? And with the rest of the women, like Bose and Erica, I feel like I don't know that that friendship is going to last. But I'm not saying it because I don't want it to last. I like Erica, but Bose is very opinionated. Bose calls things out. If Erica ever does anything on the show that Bose has a problem with, Bose will say it. And I don't mean to her. I mean, if Erica does anything to anyone or says anything that Bose finds some, you know, like she doesn't agree with it, Bose will say it. Again, Erica's an alpha woman. Bose is an alpha woman. So I love the fact that they're friends. I don't know that it's as close as a friendship between her and Dorit. I mean, her and Dorit are really friends. Her and Erica, for me, they're cool. You know, that's how I would put it. They're cool. I don't know if it's ever going to be more than just being cool, but I see how obviously the friendship happened. Erica and Dorit are close. So being that Bose and Dorit really blended in and they just became super close almost immediately, automatically you're going to kind of lean towards being friends with Dorit's friends. And I think that's kind of what happened with Erica. Also, I will say Erica was very welcoming to Bose as well. Dorit and Erica were the most welcoming to Bose. And I think that's why she was friends with Erica as well. So I like that. And with the rest of the women, like, she was great. She was great with Jennifer Tilly, with Kathy Hilton. Who else was there? Oh, Kyle. Oh, yeah. Again, at the beginning, her and Kyle, not super great because Kyle wasn't happy that she was close with Dorit because Kyle had issues with Dorit. And I do think that Kyle was giving Bose a cold shoulder because of it. But then eventually Bose tried to like mend that and they're closer to Kyle. I think they'll be fine eventually, but again, Bose is gonna call Kyle out for many things. Trust me, Bose doesn't want to keep her opinion to herself. Then Kyle kind of thinks she's the queen of the show. So I think she's gonna, and when I mean what's gonna happen, I mean in subsequent seasons, I do see Bose and Kyle having conflict. Not big conflict, but Bose will call her out. Trust that will happen. Let's be honest. Dorit deserved the first chair she got at the reunion. She came into the season gone blazing. She was activated, and I liked it for her. In previous seasons, I have to admit, I didn't always understand Dorit. I felt like she held back a lot. She held a lot of things about her life back, and I feel like she always hid behind friendships. She would not say her real opinion about things because she didn't want to get on the wrong side of Kyle and Lisa Rinna and all of those folks. She would maybe not go out of her way to be very close to some people because she was more comfortable with the friends that she had. Like, that's how I feel she was in previous seasons. But this season, the Dorit that I saw, I liked. Period. I liked. She was unhinged, not in a negative way. She was willing to give it back as much as she got it and times two. She was open about what she was going through. She did not play the victim card. If you know what I'm saying, some people like to play the victim card. She did not play the victim card when confronted about things, and sometimes, quite frankly, even attacked about things. She held her own and always came back with receipts. Listen, Dorit carried the season. Whether you like Dorit or not, she carried the season. Her clash with Kyle was a long time coming. Listen, Kyle likes to receive blind loyalty. If you have been watching Beverly Hills, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't dislike her. I like her on the show. She's very down to earth and she is entertaining. She can be a really good time. But her friendships, like, I wouldn't want to be Kyle's friend, to be honest, because I'm too opinionated to be her friend. I will be calling her out on things all the time and she's not going to like me for it. So, and I think that's what eventually happened with Dorit. She had a falling out with Dorit because she didn't like the way Dorit spoke up about certain things that happened between her and Kyle last season. And because of that, she punished Dorit by ghosting her and claiming that they weren't as close as they were, when we all know that they were close. Their families are close, their husbands are close. What was she talking about? Of course they're close. And so Dorit was like, I'm no longer taking it. I'm no longer going to take your punishments. I'm no longer going to take your rules. I am going to give it as I'm receiving it. And oh boy, did she give it. She gave it to Kyle hot and cold. And in my opinion, Kyle deserved it. And I think we all got satisfaction by seeing someone call out Kyle so much throughout the season. We don't see that enough. People are scared of Kyle because she's like the queen of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and so people don't want to go against her. But not Dorit. Dorit went against her, and that was really cool to watch. So I like that. Her beef with Sutton, let me say this. I think they genuinely don't like each other. But I think, let me put it this way. Dorit does not like Sutton. Sutton does not like the fact that Dorit doesn't like her, and so she was beefing Dorit because of it. If Dorit really wanted Sutton as a friend, I think Sutton would be open to it, to be honest. Let me rephrase that. I think Sutton would love it. Let me not say open to it. I think she would love it. But because Dorit doesn't like her, then Sutton doesn't like Dorit. Now, as to why Dorit doesn't like her, I get it. You know, I think Dorit doesn't understand her. And I think she's tried to understand her throughout the seasons, but you know how Sutton can be, like, just, you get different, depending on her mood, depending on how she's reacting to a specific situation, you get different sides of Sutton's personality. And I think for someone that's trying to get to know somebody, if you see that in someone, you're kind of like, I don't know that I want to be your friend because I don't understand you. And I think that's what happened with Dorit and Sutton. Dorit just doesn't really like Sutton, doesn't want to be Sutton's friend, doesn't hide the fact that she doesn't want to be Sutton's friend. And that's really, at the end of it, what's really causing the beef. But I will get to Sutton in a minute because I have one or two things to say about her. I like her, but I'll also get to her in a minute. But I do not think there was any bullying from Dorit to Sutton this season. I wouldn't say that I saw that. I would say that it seemed to me like there was a plan to isolate Dorit this season, but it backfired. And if you know what I'm saying, put it in the comment section. It backfired big time. Let's move forward. Dorit with the other woman was cool. I mean, with Erica, with Jennifer Tilly, with Kathy Hilton. Again, she carried the season. She absolutely carried the season. Oh, I forgot to mention Garcelle and Dorit. So with Garcelle and Dorit, I won't say that they were necessarily super friendly this season because they weren't at the beginning. Towards the end, they got to a better place. But I will say this. This is what I think is at the bottom of Garcelle's issue with Dorit and most of the women. Garcelle is very loyal to Sutton. I think Garcelle is one of those friends, like when she's friends with you, she's like super loyal to you and she expects that in return. Sutton is not liked in that group. The other women do not like Sutton at all. And they don't hide it. Because of that, Garcelle didn't really build a close relationship with any one of them. She's not close to any of those women. That is why she struggles with the other woman, because of her blind loyalty to Sutton, which I don't think is reciprocated, because I think if Sutton felt like Kyle, Dorit, and Erica were willing to be her friends, she would drop Garcelle without blinking an eye. Because I don't think she truly is friends with Garcelle. It's more of like, I need Garcelle on the show. But who she really wants to be friends with is Kyle. And I think it became obvious towards the end of the season, and even Garcelle finally noticed it. Sutton isn't really her friend. Sorry, but not sorry. One thing I'll add about Kyle is Kyle really acts like the rules that apply to everybody else on the show don't apply to her. I think it's because she is kind of the face of Beverly Hills. I appreciate the fact that Garcelle calls her out on that. I think she's the one that calls her out the most this season. Obviously, Dorit did that as well. Sutton used to do that more, but this season, she was trying to be Kyle's friend, so we didn't see that as much. But I feel like, honestly, and this is one critique I would have of the franchise, it's very annoying as viewers when we see someone getting special treatment. Because for us, we don't care who you guys consider the face of the franchise. We want everybody to get treated equally, the same way. So if Kyle has things that she wants to hide, and it's obvious that she's hiding things, it's up to the cast members to call her out on it. If Kyle is being a hypocrite, which she sometimes is on the show, it's up to the other cast members to call her out on it. And just because you have a good relationship with her doesn't mean you cannot call her out. And that's what I would like to see more of. Like we saw Dorit doing it. We saw Garcelle doing it. Everybody should do it because it's annoying. You know, she didn't want to talk about Morgan. She didn't want to talk about some of the stuff. And don't get me wrong, she has shared a lot on the show. She has. But if you have a season where there are things going on in your life that you don't want to share, don't come onto that season. Take a break. And come back when you're ready to share stuff. Don't come on the show and tell everybody, yeah, you can't ask me about this, you can't ask me about that. But we're seeing it in the tabloids, we're seeing it in the blogs, but it doesn't make sense that we're seeing it, but they can't ask you about it. And that's what she doesn't realize. It just seems like it's unfair to the other woman. So I'll say that about Kyle. Now, I want to talk about Sutton real quick. I like Sutton. I think she's very funny. I think she's entertaining. I think she easily gets misunderstood. And I think at the bottom of her heart, she means well. It doesn't always come across that way, but I think she does. Having said that, the purse comment that she made towards Dorit was just disgusting. It was gross. Because it shows how much you as a person value money and rate people according to the money they have. And it's gross. Especially when the money that you're boasting of, you didn't even make it yourself. I mean, come on, that's ironic. I think the problem she constantly has with the group, which I wish Garcelle would try to break down to her, because being that they're friends, maybe she would listen to her, is when Sutton feels attacked, when Sutton feels like you're having an argument with her, she gets defensive and then she goes low. It's hard to come back from a low blow. Because if I am getting to know you in the group and we have a first argument and you hit me in a place where you shouldn't hit me, now I become wary of you. Now I don't trust you. Now I'm uncomfortable around you. You apologize to me, that's okay, I forgive you, but I still don't trust you. And then I see you doing that again to somebody else in the group who also happens to be my friend. I'm like, oh, this wasn't a one-time thing. This is what she does whenever she gets upset. She goes low. And then you do it to another person in the group and I'm like, okay, this is not a coincidence. This is how this woman operates. People don't like to be friends with people that go low every time they're uncomfortable, upset, or feel attacked. If you feel like someone is coming after you, you respond, but you don't go below the belt. You respond, use your words, bring out receipts when you need to bring out receipts, make your point. That's the problem she has. When she talked about Dorit's finances at a time when she's going through a very difficult separation, there are rumors about financial problems, and that's what you decide to talk about? That's how low you decide to go? How do you think that Dorit is going to want to be friends with you after that? Even if you apologize about it, which you did, it's not going to erase what you said. The distrust is now there. And a lot of it comes from, I feel, a lot of her unresolved traumas because of the difficult childhood she had, which we got to see this season. I feel her insecurities as well. She feels, whenever she feels attacked, she goes to a really dark place. I don't know why, but it's what has been affecting her in this group of women. And I think that there are times over the seasons that there's been a pile up on something, and I feel like the women have kind of gone for her too much. I don't think it happened this season. I think honestly this season nobody really went after Sutton like that. It was more of Sutton doing things that were leading to things. So I'm talking for this season. There have been times when I supported Sutton, trust me. There have been a lot of times, but I have to call it as I see it. And I feel like, yeah, the first comment was just, that was where I was like, nah, I just can't back you on that one. And I know she tried to like make it seem like, oh, she was sorry. But then in the confessionals, she called Dorit poor Reed. So how are you going to say you're sorry, but then go right back and make it even worse? That means you're not sorry. That means you absolutely mean what you say. And you don't wish Dorit well. You don't wish her well. It almost feels like you are rejoicing over what is happening to her. Dorit is never going to truly be fine with you after this. There's never going to be a friendship between Dorit and Sutton after this. That's what I think. So, I mean, I might be wrong, but yeah, and I think that's also what happened between her and Rose, right? Rose is trying to get to know the woman. Again, she's an Aquarius. That's what we do. We are very observant people. So she's watching their every move, studying them carefully so she knows how to navigate this group. And she's seeing you weaponize, in Bose's words, what Dorit is going through against her at one of the lowest times in her life. That says it all. That's all she needs to form an opinion about you. There you have it. Overall, I think it was a great season. I don't like the fact that Garcelle posted a cryptic post on her social media, apparently referring to Bose, saying not all skin folk or kinfolks. In other words, trying to say that Bose wasn't there for her at the reunion and maybe at the season. I don't know what she was referring to exactly. And why I don't like it is because people then pounced on that, and now it's like Garcelle versus Bose. Exactly what I didn't want to happen. Exactly what Bose didn't want to happen. Yes, Bose didn't become very close to Garcelle, but you can't force that. If you don't have a lot in common, you don't have a lot in common. And if you think about it, they're very different kind of people. I don't see how they would have ever been close. They're too different. I think she tried to be respectful and cordial with Garcelle, but that's about it. And I don't blame her because, yeah, again, they're very different people. It is what it is. She got closer to Dorit because that's who she vibed with the most. It happens to all of us. Sometimes that's how it is. But I feel like they could have kept it respectful and could have kept it cordial to avoid this whole Garcelle versus Bose. And I'm sure that had Bose had it her way, that is how it would have happened. Now, when the reunion airs, I will come back to you and I will talk about it. And if I change my mind on anything, I will let you know. Till then, don't leave me just here to be talking to myself. Go to the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe, and remain blessed as you do that. God bless.